What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to give you a pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and everything else that you need to know for today. Before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off with good old data points, there isn't really anything coming out today to really dictate or really affect the broader market. It's going to be more so just two things: technicals, similar to yesterday, and earners. So these are all the companies unveiling their earnings this week. Some notable ones for today is after hours is going to be Netflix. But aside from that though, like I said, it is just going to be more so technical driven ups and downs. And right now it looks like the broader market and the indexes are green. So looks like NASDAQ is up 0.3, S&P 0.18. And currently it does look like the fear and greed index is slowly creeping back up once again. So that's definitely a very good sign. So there's a lot of hot movers I want to talk on, starting off with SOFI, currently up 2.78%. It did have a nice flex to around $8.33 yesterday. So the technicals are starting to look very good for SOFI, and especially they're less than 1 week away from their upcoming earnings. There hasn't been anything this morning to really help or justify this 2.78. That's why I said it's technical driven, and this company is kind of heavily shorted, so you might see some movement as far as that goes today. So currently it does look like about 13.77% of the free float is being shorted. 123.23 million shares overall are being shorted. So kind of interesting stuff when it comes down to that. If you are looking at trading this, with it currently at $8.16, it is exactly on this S3, and I'm looking at right here the 4 hour. So potentially it is on a very strong pivot point. If it does get over this R3, then you'll see more of a continuation to probably the 875 in at least the short term. So bigger and better things might be coming down the pipeline for SOFI. Similar to yesterday, it did have a nice bounce up and then it retraced because it didn't really have enough as well to get past a very good technical level. So if it does bounce off of this a second time, this is where you will see a further pullback and consolidation. Moving on to stock number 2, so RVSN, currently up 27.11%. Even yesterday it went up 64%. So it went up yesterday because of actual news associated to that, and then this morning it did put out a 6K, and it's ultimately just saying that RVSN's main line system successfully secures approval for certification and for EU railway standards. So clearly good stuff for that. I'll quickly go back over here so you can kind of see exactly what they do. So you can always pause it, read through it, do whatever you need to do. A couple of things I really do like to look at is reverse stock splits to see if any companies have done it. So this company recently did one on November 15th, 2023, a 1-for-8. So not all that crazy, but still something to note. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information and plus have easy access to press releases, SEC filings, previous earnings, everything all in one, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial for you, so I highly recommend you taking advantage of that. But RVSN is somewhat heavily shorted, if take that with a grain of salt, but 13.52% of the free float is being shorted. Currently pre-market shorts are increasing about 2.6 thousand shares. 174.53 thousand shares overall are being shorted. So clearly the float is relatively low, but still it is somewhat heavily shorted. If you are looking at trading this, with it currently at $2.82, very similar to SOFI, it is at this R3 right now. So $2.41 is going to be that strong support that it might bounce off of this R3 and trend towards. We'll just have to wait and see, but $2.84 is going to be that strong resistance. So it's kind of flirting with that right now, so stay tuned for that. As far as NIO, so NIO has been struggling quite a lot, up about 5.18% pre-market based on no news whatsoever, as you can kind of see right here. So no news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. So it's just more so oversold to the extreme. So today is a good technical day for NIO, and NIO is somewhat heavily shorted. So 17.85% of the free float is being shorted. This morning they are increasing about 380,000 shares. So overall it's kind of a drop in the bucket, but for pre-market kind of is substantial. 192.93 million shares overall are being shorted, and if you're looking at trading this currently with it at $6.32, it is on this pivot point. So if it can actually stay above this pivot point, then it is anticipated to trade between this P and this R1. one. So maybe as high as $6.78 might be the next go around. So a lot of interesting things. Moving on. So I'm covering quite a lot of stocks on a FYI, but DWAC. So this one I've never really been into or interested in, but it's gotten a lot of attention. Yesterday it went up 88.36%. This morning it is going down slightly. This is what they are all about. So you can always just pause it, read it, do whatever you need. Shorts really did double down yesterday. So I'll give you a quick overview of that. So right now short interest is about 9%. Oddly enough, shorts are returning about 1.1 thousand shares. 2.7 million shares are overall being shorted. And as you can kind of see based on this chart, over the last several days, this is where shorts doubled down from about 7% to about the 9%. So potentially something interesting might come as a result of that. And then moving on, if you are looking at trading this, it is above all the fib levels. So it's kind of an unknown territory essentially. So it's just going to be more psychological support and resistance points at this stage. And then moving on to this one. So Coinbase currently down 4.43%. That's as a result of Bitcoin falling. So this is what Coinbase does in case you do not know. I'm pretty sure at this stage, a lot of people know what Coinbase does, but still they are going down because of Bitcoin. It's very unfortunate, but I think it was very hyped up, maybe unjustifiably. And when it comes down to this company, it's about 9.69% of the free float being shorted. So not all that crazy. 54,000 shares are being increased this morning. And that's probably why it's going down, because of course, when shorts increase, the stock does go down. So that's how it kind of works out. But 18.33 million shares overall are being shorted. And if you are looking at trading this currently with it at $122, it is trading between this S3 and this S2. So $100 is going to be that next strong, very strong support. And then $124 is going to be the next strong resistance. But I feel like it's kind of overdone somewhat, because even if you compare Coinbase to Bitcoin, like there was a lag. So Coinbase didn't really go up as much as it should have with when Bitcoin did rally. So in my opinion, I feel like this isn't really justified, that it probably will retrace back into this S2 to the S1. So $124 might be kind of the point to watch for if you are looking at trading it. So let me know your thoughts on all these stocks. What other stocks are you interested in? One final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for an account with MULN, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is one of the best deals in the market. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.